YouTube, what is going on? And this is a live video from Mike Son 007. What's pop? Wow, Mike Son 007. I might as well say that because everybody know my old YouTube is bananas, but I meant to say by East New York's finest. I'm in Mike Son. I'm in old school Mike Son 007 mode today. That's why I think I'm saying that. The video quality isn't that great. My apologies for that. I just don't know what to say. It's a live video. I want to teach people proper way. Sometimes your emotions get the best of you, and I'm a very emotional person. I'm not gonna sit here and say not like mushy and feminine type. I'm a very strong-minded, strong-willed motherfucker. I'm not intimidated. I mean, I'm not even. People say that they're God-fearing. I'm not even God-fearing. I don't believe in a lot of things religiously. I do believe in a higher being. I don't believe in the whole biblical sense of stuff, and I'm not afraid of any man, woman, child, or animal. I used to be terrified of tarantulas. Easily took over that fear. So there's nothing on this earth I do fear. What's going on, Chris? How you doing, man? This video is basically shameful acts I've had with the officer over in Patterson, New Jersey on the 27th of this month. My birthday was the 19th. I never have good fortune for the month of March. Every March, anybody who knows me know I'm very depressed in March because I really don't like my birthday. It's never really that good for me. And for some reason, 2019 is ending up or starting up to be even more horrific than my 18. I lost some good people in 2018. I lost my great uncle. Then I lost my friend Lewis, and turn around, lost my grandmother in November 16th. Then I lost another great aunt, which is the half sister of my uncle, who we lost in April. Then I lost a friend, Eddie, the day before New Year's, and then to turn around and lose a great aunt, which is the sister-in-law to my great uncle and his half sister, who in January. So it's just crazy. What's going on? Hello, everybody out there. This video is just basically letting people know what they should and shouldn't do with police. I would not sit there and recommend somebody to argue with egotistical, antagonistic, narcissist officer, period. Because a bad day for an officer could wind up being a life and death situation for any civilian out there. We have it now in society where police officers happen to have the habit of taking regular citizens as myself and you guys and girls out there and looking at us as we're the perps, when they should run around and they should look at drug dealers, rapists, murderers, people of interest that they should be going after and intimidating and bullying. But instead, they always want to take the regular civilians in the street and do shit with. Now, I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat, I did wish some shit on this guy. And I'll tell anybody, I wish harm against any law enforcement officer that uses their badge and their power to disrespect, threaten, hurt, and or worse to any civilians out there doing the right thing. I did say some shit to this cop. I meant it and I do mean it. Now, a terroristic threat is if I told him I should put a bullet in your head and or I should get somebody to do it. That's not what I said. I'm saying that right now in this video. I'm saying that right now here. I said, this is why I get happy and why I love it when cops get shot and killed. And when I say that, I mean that to officers that break the law and officers themselves that become perps by breaking the law and abusing their power. I don't mean that toward every law enforcement officer. If you're a law enforcement officer that does your duty, you do your tour, you do it legitimately and right, I wish nothing but the best for you and your family. When you're out there and you're shooting and killing unarmed people in wheelchairs and choking people to death and getting away with it, I wish nothing but the worst for you. Because you are a person who's supposed to uphold society's characteristics on how our society is supposed to be so great compared to other countries and stuff like that. Everybody's saying to me how great this country is. Now, I don't see it. Me being a person of color and seeing what this country done, and still does, I just don't follow it. When people like me who are so, I ain't gonna say militant, but so pro-black and so pro-power to any and everybody, they look at people like me. Oh, well, why you guys always gotta bring this up, and why you guys always gotta bring up the race card? We don't bring up the race card because we would, what I'm saying, we never had whites and Jews and people as slaves. We never raped and Plymouth people. You can't go by what Hannibal did. That was one little incident between Hannibal and what he did in Italy. That has nothing to do with the whole race and the whole history of what this and that did. Now, some people might say, okay, sometimes I do go all over the place here, but let me get back. Let me sit here and clap my feet together and come back to Kansas now. This is ridiculous. This is uncalled for. Now, a person who knows law and stuff like that, I have a right to say what I'm saying, and I know a lot about military stuff as well as police procedure and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go into those details, but I know. And for those who know me, I know. I don't understand the law. All right. Well, I would tell everybody, in each and every state, you have what's called federal law and state law, then you have city law. Now, city law and state law is kind of weird depending on what counties you're in. Like, for instance, speaking hypothetically here, you have the 5 counties of New York, or 5 boroughs of New York. I'm in the UK. Well, lucky for you. I already hate you, and I already have envy because you don't deal with the crazy shit we deal with over here, man. And everybody always sit here talking about how great this country is. Until this country start making retribution to our people of color. Now, Mexicans and stuff, they are considered Native Americans. They are really not just distant cousins, but they are basically Native American. They are Native American Indians. Now, this country sit here and we have more incarcerated. I mean, let's face it. DOC, Department of Correction, or as I call it, Department of Corruption, is basically an entity. It's a business. And if you notice, law, especially law in the U.S., is the part of the Constitution is you do become a slave of the state if you are arrested. So this is the reason why they put high crime in high urban areas, aka the ghettos, is because they know if we put crime and we take less funding and less schooling and less programs and give these people less jobs, we know they're gonna divert to drugs, divert to high crime. And we can put officers that don't understand where they come from and what's going on in these areas, harass them and keep putting them in and out of the system. Drug enforcement agencies like the DEA. Think about it. You think the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, really want to get rid of drugs? They can easily bomb and destroy. Come on. You got Chernobyl and so many other countries and states all around the country. Well, not even the country, all around the world, where you can't grow shit. So why these people can't use these same devices and stuff to stop growth in Honduras, Cuba, Colombia, Panama? I can go on and on here. Why? Because think about it. DEA agents won't have money. DEA agents won't be able to put their kids through school and pay for their expensive houses, their wives' yoga classes, their children on recitals and ballet lessons and karate classes with Tiger Showman and all that shit, is if they get rid of drugs. So they keep certain drug dealers in business as long as they pay tribute and homage to them. Let's face it, this government is the biggest terrorists in the country and in the world. Anytime you can sit there and try to take your fucking your thoughts and try to police it and brainwash and throw it on other people outside of domestic, meaning foreign, you got issues. Because how can you sit there and try to help other people come up when you created the biggest genocide in the U.S. history of the U.S., let alone you basically don't even believe the shit you preach, and you don't take care. You don't see people in Asia and everywhere killing people because of the color of their skin. They kill people because they're just outright crazy. But yeah, and that sense of genocide as well. But at the same time, it really has no effect on you just killing somebody because of the color of their skin. But at the same time, this is the greatest country in the world where you have high, you have so many high expectations on the U.S. as long as you are not born here and if your skin really isn't that dark, being born a citizen here. Now, they have no problem helping West Indians and people from Africa and stuff coming over here and getting businesses. That's why you see a lot of people from Africa and the West Indies owning businesses, and even Hispanics born and raised here and coming from abroad. But you see less and less national blacks in this country owning anything other than credit issues, criminal records. We probably out-own more than anybody when it comes to that. Now, I just want to go off this subject a little bit. Let me see. I got to move this bar because I got to see what people are saying. Okay. This seems pretty ruthless. Yes, it is. It is ruthless. Never heard of it that way. Well, you know what? You know what it is? Late night reviews. I'm a straight up individual. A lot of people don't like me because I'm very opinionated and I say shit and I speak the stuff that nobody wants to hear, or they don't have the balls, cojones to speak it. And why I'm disliked on YouTube, because I'm an alpha male. I'm a straight dude that calls shit the way it is. I call shit a spade. Nobody intimidates me. I'm not intimidated by nothing on this earth. And people like me are dangerous because I'm an angry black man who knows his rights, know the law, and you can't back me down. So people like me are threats. Now, I want to talk about this a little bit. I am going to get to this. Maybe, I don't know if I should talk about this before or after the two videos I'm going to show you guys. Now, again, I did say that I did wish something would happen to this officer, and he didn't appreciate it, and he was a little upset that I said that, but that was the whole point. But again, it's not a threat to me, to you. It's not a terroristic threat because it was basically wishful thinking. I'm going to be showing you guys some vid now. I'm sorry about the glare, but as long as you guys can see the audio, and I want you guys to see. If anybody want to see what I'm talking about, Patterson Police Department. I don't live in Patterson, thank God. I don't live in Newark, thank God. I live in the East Orange area of New Jersey, which I happen to like. I like the police officers here. I mean, I did have an issue last year with my son's school, but it had nothing to do with the police department. I did pick a real good area to live in as far as New Jersey goes, but I don't really particularly like and people always tell me about Patterson and Newark, but I basically figured as long as I had nothing to do with that and I don't commit crimes and do shit, I was like, I'm not worried about any of that. I've been having a good standing with New Jersey since I moved out here all the way up until the 27th. It's sad. It's really, really sad that shit like this has to happen. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna play a video. Sorry about the glare. My phone was recording because I always do vlogs, or at least I start vlogs. About 99.2 of them. I mean, 99.2% of them. I never air. I don't really do videos that much. As you can see, I don't even have nobody really watching my live chat. So that just goes to show my popularity on YouTube. So that's why I don't really do YouTube videos anymore. Because of that. And the fact that people don't like realness. And then I guess because I'm straight raw, I guess I just don't hit a certain chord with real people. I prefer to do it real individuals that want to hear real shit than the fake people that just want to sit there and be sheep. But this video basically shows the encounter I have with the police officer. The video was actually 23 minutes and 49 seconds long, but about 20 minutes and somewhat seconds of it was just me jibber jabbering about my thoughts on YouTubers, and why I decided not to stay and do chats no more, and don't want to get involved with nobody else on YouTube because of this, that, and the third, and things of that nature, and just everyday stuff I was just talking about, all the way up until the first encounter I had with why the police officer pulled me over. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play the video. I appreciate you having that. I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you.
Say I always start drama. I don't start drama. I just finish, and I don't like it. It's just that my thing is I just tell shit for what it is. I speak my fucking.
This is just basically like an ending of me talking about other stuff, like my thoughts on YouTube and things like that. And but as I'm doing this, I'm driving, and I already see the officer up the street about a good block and a half away from me. He's gonna make a left turn onto North First Street as I'm making a right turn onto North First Street. So by the time I make the right turn, he's already basically a block ahead of me. It's about a good 70, 80 feet after you make the turn where there's a stop sign. And by the time I got to that stop sign, he was already at the second stop sign where we had our encounter because he was still sitting there. He had no lights on, and he was about 2 to 3 feet behind. Of course, to us, it was basically behind, but from the other side of the street, you would think he was in front, depending on your view. So you are going to hear me say in front, but it was really behind, being that we were behind the line. And he was basically being antagonistic, egotistical, and showing mad narcissism because he was just an asshole. So you're going to hear me, you're going to see it and you're going to be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? When you hear me saying that, I'm saying that because he was already about a good minute or so still at the stop sign and wouldn't even move up to it. And I think he was being antagonistic from the gate because, in a month, he wanted to be a prick and, his attitude's going to show that. So.
It's just that my thing is I just tell shit for what it is. I speak
right now. This has no equivalence to the cop.
And I don't bullshit.
This is me doing my video vlog, but now you're gonna see it.
Why is he sitting here, man?
This is it.
Come on, man. What the fuck, bro?
Now I'm gonna go around him. You're gonna see me go around him.
Come on, man.
Which there's no law against that. I look, as you see, now I move. Now I get pulled. Now he put his sirens on.
Fucking doing all that shit for, man. See what I'm saying? This what you got. This what you got to deal with. Stupid ass fucking idiots, bro.
Watch his attitude and his demeanor.
What? One thing you're in the bus is another thing you run a stop sign. I ain't even run no stop sign, man. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you, bro. You was being a prick from the fucking gate, bro. Do me a favor. You don't want to take this from a regular motor vehicle stop to an arrest, because I have no problem doing that. Arrest for what?
Now we notice in another video you're gonna hear him say, I didn't have any problem with you. If you didn't that. From the minute he came into my car, he was being an egotistical asshole. From the minute, I guess he realized that I didn't give a fuck that he wore a shield, and you can't intimidate me. In another video, you're gonna hear him talking about my size and this and that. When somebody does that, that right there shows they're intimidated. When a person, and even in law enforcement, sits there and threaten you with an arrest, or they want to make up something, that's automatically an illegal threat. And the reason why it's an illegal threat is because for an officer to make an arrest, technically even to detain you, they have to have probable cause. He had no probable cause for detainment and or to even make a threat of arrest. Don't take this from a traffic stop to an arrest. Arrest for what? What did I do and what did I say for you to make it an arrest? It wouldn't have been an arrest because it wouldn't have ended well for me and or him. And whenever you hear me stutter or stammer a lot, that's basically like, all right, I'm basically like that pit bull that's let off the leash and finally get to the other side of the gate and get at that kid that's been antagonizing him for God knows how many days. That's basically that's where I'm at when I start stammering and stuttering, because like it's something that could have been escalated very, very quickly. And I'm gonna get back to the video now. But then he told me I had an attitude and this, he was being an asshole from the gate.
You was being a prick from the fucking gate, bro. Do me a favor. You don't want to take this from a regular motor vehicle stop to an arrest, because I have no problem doing that. Arrest for what?
Exactly.
I ask you for your paperwork, and I need it right now. This fucking guy, man.
Now I'm gonna leave this here. I can't find my paperwork right now.
I ran a stop sign
because I just had my transmission rebuilt on my Escalade, and I didn't have the paperwork in the car. But I did give my license, and things start calming down a little bit, just a little with me. But his demeanor, he just stayed an asshole from the gate. So I'm looking for my paperwork. I just want you guys to see this video. I'm not gonna close it or nothing like that. Of course, this is like a little over 3 minutes of the first encounter I had with him. He was being an asshole from the gate. Now I can see why Patterson Police Department is in so much have so many issues and in trouble with the federal government right now. I mean, hell, they have police officers that deal drugs. Now I just gave him my driver's license, and he said, "Thank you, sir." I can't find my paperwork. That part is my fault. As far as me not having the paperwork, I forgot it.
Yeah, it is. If you look it up, everything is there. I my mechanic shop because they just fixed my transmission.
I'm just gonna cut this off for a sec. He did now. When I said that, you can't really hear it, but he did actually make a threat by saying, "Well, hopefully your license is good. If not, that's gonna be an arrest." Like that. But you're not gonna hear that. And then you hear me say, because I knew I heard what I said, but I want him to repeat it. But he didn't repeat it, and he just walked off and went like that. And as he did that, as he's walking away, I'm like, "Wow, this guy just being an asshole." And that's what you're gonna hear me say that. I want to see if you guys can kind of hear that a little bit.
Say again? This dude being an asshole, man. Fucking dude standing there playing games and shit, and I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. And this fucking dude being an asshole to my, he could easily turn this from a ticket to my random stop sign. I ain't run no fucking stop sign, man. Tell you, these fucking cops, man, that's why I love the fact that these niggas be getting shot in their fucking head, man. Fucking clown, bro. What is this?
Now you notice I didn't make no terroristic threats,
that's the crazy shit.
and or that I threatened him. I just basically said, now this is why I like when shit like that, when bad shit happens to them. Cops like this deserve shit like that, because I don't, you wishing me harm, so why shouldn't I wish it back? He's fucked up. What he did was wrong. Now I was trying to take pictures of the street, and that's why I cut off. I thought it was still recording all the way up until now, but it didn't. So this shit is crazy. But again, Chris, I appreciate that. I have respect for your views and feelings. Wow, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate the fact that you appreciate that. Not everybody appreciates somebody being straightforward. It's like if you're not always talking about statues and being gullible and just leaving. I'm so tired of people always putting clouds over themselves, and I'm not even going to that, because at the end of the day, it's just crazy. Now, being with that, I'm going to show you the other video, but before I do so, I want to basically touch base with this. Again, if you're not that kind of person, don't poke your chest out and be somebody you're not. And if you're not ready to go that extra step, just be passive and do this anyway. Me, dude, if he reached in the car and he got threatening, it wouldn't have ended well for either of us. And I am saying that live. It's not a threat. It's not a promise. It just is what it is. From one man to another, I have a right to protect myself. It was an illegal stop, and it was an illegal threat of an arrest. And I'm not going to sit there and let no man or woman manhandle me just because they wear a shield. I'm not going to be Eric Gardner. If that's the case, we both can go to the morgue. And I'm saying that shit live. It is what it is. You're gonna hear him mention my size in another video. I'm gonna show to you guys. And again, it's not a threat. And you're gonna hear me say in the other video, this, what I'm saying, this is why I hope you get a bullet to your head, some shit like that. I didn't make the threat to him like I should do it to you, or I'm gonna get somebody. No, I just had wishful thinking, and I spoke my fucking mind. And he was like, I really appreciate it. I know I hurt his feelings. That was the whole point of it. I wish nothing but the worst for you. I wish nothing but the worst for any officer that do shit outside their job and do underhanded, corrupt shit. And by you doing an illegal stop, you just trying to boast up yourself, is a corrupt, fucked up, shitty move by a douchebag officer. Now, this douchebag piece of shit gave me 5 tickets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because of that 5th ticket, and because I had to go and automatically keep my mind fresh and vent out the right way by going to internal affairs in Patterson PD, I put almost 2 hours what I hadn't changed in a meter. But unfortunately, I caught a 6th ticket, a parking ticket. And the parking agent did feel bad, but she told me what to do. But the ticket was already written, and I wasn't even angry with her. I didn't curse her out or nothing like that, because at the end of the day, she was doing her job. She had no idea of knowing at the time right now, because I was upstairs talking to Internal Affairs Division. So the 6 tickets. So I got 6 tickets because of this scumbag. All right. Actually, while I'm talking about the tickets, let me, you already know about this ticket. It's a parking ticket because I was upstairs with Internal Affairs. So let me show you guys the tickets here. First ticket. All of them are for the date, of the 27th of this month. I gotta go to court on April 8th, 2019. And this is basically taking food out my family's mouth and taking precious time from work and stuff from me So you're fucking up everything, and you can fuck up my license just due to the fact that you want to be an egotistical, antagonistic prick. So yeah, that's a lot to say. First ticket was 393-29, failure to possess driver's license or registration, which I did have it on my phone because I'm trying to apply for Uber. And of course, he wrote me up for that. And I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna leave this ticket and the other ticket to the side. And then I'm gonna come back to both of them. Now, when you heard him pull me over, he first said that I blew through the stop sign. Not at one time he stated that well, I pulled you over because of that and because of obstruction of view. He never said that, but he wrote me a ticket for it. Just being an asshole. End of the month, he was mad that I was mad. Excuse me, because I had the right to be mad, and he just wanted to be a little bitch. So here it says 393-74, obstruction of windshield for vision. There's nothing in my fucking windshield. That's just a little faggot ass bitch being a bitch. His father's a bitch. The whore that gave birth to him's a bitch. The bitch that married him a bitch. His children are bitches. Then here you have 394-126, failure to give proper signal turning or stopping. Bullshit. How did I not have proper turning? I already knew you were a police officer. So of course I'm going to signal and indicate to the left. And then I proceeded. I went to the stop sign. I looked both ways very quickly and I took off. It wasn't a stop and go. It was stop, boom, boom, and I took off. There's no law stating that I have to have a specific amount of time to be at a stop sign. I have my license long enough to know the fucking difference and use proper judgment. Again, he was just being an antagonistic little bitch. And because I challenged the stop, he decided to threaten me with an arrest, which is also illegal because I didn't do or at that time say anything to warrant you to say or want to put me under arrest. Then here it says 394-144, disregard stop sign regulation and or yield, which is also bullshit because in this video you're going to hear him indicate that it went from his initial probable cause of pulling me over for going through the stop sign to now did I make a full stop or did I do a stop and go and or bringing up my paperwork? Doesn't make sense. Then here, did I just show? Yeah, proper turn. And he's also going to admit that we both knew that he was in an unmarked vehicle or police vehicle. So why would I do all that knowing that I gotta go around you because for some reason you're not moving? So I'm not going to stand there. I'm not going to honk my horn at you. I'm just going to go around you. I had every right and opportunity to go around him, which is what I did. Now, oh man, that's the wrong one. That's supposed to be over here. This is the one that's supposed to be with that one because I'm going to go back to this one later. Then here it says 393-29, failure to possess driving insurance card. Again, it was in my phone. I'm going to go back to these two when I show you the other video. He walked away and he was basically being an asshole. Now, this is all I got from this. I don't even know why they gave me this sheet, but their names are at the bottom. The two detectives. These are not even the officers that may be handling this. I decided not to show video to them. I wanted to just post it up on YouTube. So that way, if they try to, cops always look out for each other, even Internal Affairs Division. But this is basically a civilian complaint information sheet. I mean, this sheet don't really show shit, but I did do a formal complaint, and I wrote down exactly what happened. Unfortunately, I should have asked them to make copies and give me a copy of those forms. I didn't, and I just told I didn't remember until I went to City Hall. So with this bad boy here, this is basic proof. And the thing is, I had to call the state troopers. I had to call the state troopers, and the state troopers had to give me the phone number because I was in the same police station in Patterson where the detectives were who took my statement in Internal Affairs. Because the officers downstairs, some funny looking, I don't know if she was like a little light, dark-skinned Spanish chick or a very light-skinned black girl, but she looked like Woodstock with glasses. Now, when I say Woodstock, I mean Woodstock from Snoopy, the little bird, because she had, how Woodstock got that weird looking hair. She just a real funny looking character. And it was her and like three or four other Caucasian officers, maybe a couple of Hispanics behind the glass, and they were all getting agitated and angry because she went up to them and I hit them and they were talking because I told her I want to put a complaint against this officer. Nobody wanted to hear it. Everybody was just basically, I couldn't really hear what they were saying, but the eyes you know, the tension in the eyes was just all on me, and I really didn't give a shit. So, you know, she was like, "Oh, you gotta go through Trenton," and I said, "Go through Trenton." Now, I wasn't gonna get into an argument or nothing with her and or nobody else because that's probably what they wanted. So I got to the point where I just stood there. I got on the speakerphone. The state, I know they heard it. State troopers gave me the right number. I called the right number, and ironically, I got a detective upstairs, and the detective upstairs is like, "Okay, I'll be right down." And it's funny because why you couldn't transfer me or let me know that? Why did I have to go this route? Why? Because that whole blue wall of silence. See, I'm gonna tell you something about police officers. It doesn't matter what, you know, as far as a lot of these racist cops and white cops and everybody's concerned, your black and Hispanic ass is right. Basically, you're like, again, one step above me. A lot of these motherfuckers will not sit there and protect your ass if it came down to them. So why sit there and act like you're better than somebody else because you wear the same uniform they wear? Wrong is wrong. You took an oath and you went to the police academy and the physical training, everything by yourself. So why the fuck are you gonna sit there and fuck your career up because of the next person doing wrong? It's your job to give me what I want. If I come in as a law-abiding citizen to do paperwork, regardless, even if it's against you, it's your job to do so. You know what I'm saying? So that was fucked up from the gate, but I didn't even want to touch that because I was already emotional and tight, and all I did was escalate and made matters worse. So I was like, you know, I did it the right way. At the end of the day, the job still got done. After I did that, I went over to City Hall, which is a couple of blocks away, and I got this. As you can see, there's a stamp here. It says 12:12 p.m. That's when everything was done. So from 9:10-ish, 9:40-ish, up until 12:12, I've been taking care of all this stuff. So here, this is actually called the Oprah request form, excuse me, in Patterson. Oprah is basically abbreviated for Open Public Records Act. That's basically for the camera that I want to see at the corner of North First Street and Jefferson Street where he pulled me over. Now, when you hear me say in this other video, everything's on camera, I already noticed that there was a camera up on that sign. So my video of you seeing my face and the verbalization of our voice, as well as that camera, should basically indicate that I was right and he was wrong. Now, when you're dealing with police, again, I wouldn't really suggest, because sometimes you may get an officer even more aggressive and worse than this guy, and that could have ended in a bad way for me. Or if he would have reached in my vehicle, that would have ended a bad way for him, meaning that it still ended a bad way for me, because again, at the end of the day, that's still a police officer, whether wrong or right. So regardless of how you go about things, like I have a cousin right now, I'm not gonna mention his name, but it was an incident about 1.5 years, 2 years ago with a corrupt cop in New York. He's known as a corrupt cop, and because my cousin defended himself, he shot the cop. Now he's doing 12 years. I don't know what happened to the cop, but he's still doing 12 years. You know, it's like a lot of times there's no win. I mean, this country became so sissy-flat and fucked up. This country became more to where it actually protects the rights of homosexuals and disrespecting and taking the rights from its regular citizens, as well as people of race, minorities of race, because the system is just fucked up. It's to the point now where everything's so flip-flop, but at the same time, they sit here and say it's the greatest country in the world. How can this be the greatest country in the world when we lead in incarcerations and killings, and we're getting just as bad as Hitler, as Hitler, German army, and or his Gestapo, which is his which was his police force. Every state is becoming a police state, and police are getting away with killing more and more people. You got it to where even white cops are beating up white, white civilians. Like there's one incident where a cop smacked a white girl in the face with his gun in his hand. That was on That was on Facebook. You had another incident. I don't know if it was yesterday or whatever. I just looked that up on Facebook, and a black sister was doing a party with some kids. I don't know what other adults was there. Not only did they get the wrong apartment, but they smashed the kid's cake. They drew weapons on the apartment owner, meaning the renter, as well as these children being dramatically traumatized by law enforcement screaming crazy words and outlandish demands with weapons drawn. Now, I guarantee you, if this was an Asian, Jewish, and or Caucasian environment, that would have went down totally different. You see, I hate that whole sticker they do when they say Blue Lives Matter movement bullshit. There's only 5 real races of color as human beings: black, brown, white, yellow, red. Yellow can mean anything from light-skinned Hispanic to Asian. Red mean anything from brown/Indian. Black just basically being any minority of different islands or whatever. And then you have, of course, the Caucasian race. That's what that means. You know, there's no 6-1 on a purple or green. Purple and green will basically be like the zombie, saying the zombie race. And what would blue be? Smurfs. So I don't understand why people put that on Blue Lives Matter movement shit. The reason why people even came up with the whole Black Lives Matter movement shit. And you have people even sitting there saying, oh, then they're terrorists. They're no different than the Ku Klux Klan. Explain to me how they're no different than Ku Klux Klan when they never raped, dragged, mutilated, hung people because of color of their skin. They're just a whole bunch of angry, which they have the right to be angry blacks who are sick and tired of police brutality and the same system that holds an oath don't protect them. So how do you have a sticker made saying Blue Lives Matter when you have the option to not wear that uniform at all? Not to mention that's a color of your uniform, and not all law enforcement wear blue. So how the fuck is that even? How is that even equivalent to you saying, well, Blue Lives Matter too? So you're basically saying that everybody should be passive to police, and everybody should just sit there and let police violate their rights just because they decide to do so. I had police use the word scumbags, perps, this, that, the third. They're so delusional and so hypocritically fucked up in their head that they sit there and think just because you come up against them or you speak your right or you have a right to say what the fuck you want to say, they always want to threaten you with arrest or they get upset because you're not going with the program. I can never understand that. Your job is to sit there and be happy you have a job, and the fact that people bust their ass to pay their taxes to their cities and their states and communities for your stink ass to sit in the car and wear a uniform that my taxes help you pay for. I don't understand how the fuck I'm paying you to do a job when you're harassing me. Your job is to sit there and take that man's life if that man is threatening mine, or if that man is sitting there being a pedophile or killing somebody. And so instead of you guys going after these people, you always want to keep fucking with regular people in the streets. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really makes no sense to me. Like even now with YouTube, look at this. I'm saying viable shit. And right now I went from having 2 to 1 person watch the video. This is a live video almost going on 40 minutes. And I only had 2 people leave comments, and I still have nobody else watching or viewing this. That just goes to show how fucked up the YouTube community is. And the ironic thing is, I'm bringing this up is because I was talking about the majority of how fake people up here on YouTube are and how comically ass kickish, that's not a word, and passive people are. And that was one of the main reasons why my video was 23 minutes and change, because 19 or so that minutes was me talking about that and my experience on how I met Lou and Vic and all this other shit, all the way up into the issue I had with that police officer. So since I already have this Oprah Act request form in front of me, this is basically to request that that they draw the video between basically for almost 40 minutes from 9:10 a.m. to 9:40, because I don't remember what time we got to where, because I was doing a video just talking about my business up until he decided to be antagonistic and baited me into having an issue with him, which that's what he wanted, because he wanted to get his tickets up. But right here I am requesting the video footage on 3/27/2019 between the hours of 9:10 to 9:40 a.m. on the corners intersection of North 1st Street and Jefferson in the Patterson area. I was illegally pulled over by a police officer, Frank Lusk, in a all-black 2015 or so Dodge Charger. It was actually a Ford Taurus, not a Charger. Police cruiser, and I was in a bluish Cadillac Escalade truck. I was threatened by this officer with an illegal arrest as well as an illegal stop. I was behind him for about a minute, and he was about 2 to 3 feet behind a stop sign he wouldn't move from. I moved to the left, stopped, looked both ways. Then then left. As I did that, I got pulled over with a full stop. I put a complaint at the precinct or police department And now I'm doing this video request for court on April 8th for 4:30 p.m. So that's everything I wrote down, or as much as I could write down, and it was stamped. And it's funny because the same night I had a conversation with a lieutenant from his division or whatever who knows him, and basically told me he's a great guy. He's been on the job for 32 years. Again, police always want to rationalize and be hypocritical to their shit. They always expect you to understand what they're going through, but they never want to understand what you're going through and the rights you have, because they figure, hey, I'm the law. You're not the law. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to uphold it. Just like, for instance, Patterson PD think they're so high over everybody. There was another video where two cops, one looked like he was Spanish, and the other one, I don't know what he was. They both could have been Spanish, but whatever. They were in the hospital with a guy, a Caucasian, looked like he was Caucasian, laying on the gurney. Obviously, he has mental issues. And whatever he was saying, it's not your job to do what you did. At the end of the day, cop with like white gloves on decided to smack the shit out of this guy. Smacked him 2 times. What was that? What was the purpose of that? And again, this is Patterson PD. There's obviously an issue with how fucked up these supervisors and these commanding officers at Patterson PD is. If you can sit there and have so far 5 officers, now 6 arrested for drugs, this, that, and the third, that just goes to show it's something wrong with your command as well. Maybe you should also lose your job. If you have people smacking people on gurneys and posting it up like it's funny, and now me posting up a live video of Officer gay-ass Frank Lusk, you know, shield number 4397, little bitch-ass skinny motherfucker who's afraid of me because of my size, can do shit like this. That just goes to show how fucked up your station is. Did I actually have wishful harmful thinking of him? So what? There's no law at all. I didn't make a threat to him. I didn't say I would do it or get somebody to do it. I just said I hope somebody put a bullet in your head. There's no law against me saying that. There's no law against me saying this is why I get happy when shit happens to police. You know what I'm saying? There's no law against that neither, because you always wishing shit happened to my black ass and every other nigga that look like me out there in the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? And y'all always wish y'all be the first ones, because you know you get away with it and y'all be patting each other on the back, and then you be taught and coached what to say and how to say this and how to say that. It's like, even sometimes I feel like the only person that be behind me, even when I do shit like this, is my boy Russell. Because it's like, I don't even feel like I have support from my own family and people when I do shit like this, because it seemed like for some reason, me being, people know who I am. And for some reason, it's like, I just feel like people don't want to support me because it feel like it's an inconvenience to them. This is why I always, I have such a close rapport and relationship with my cousin Russ, because I feel like he's the only person that understands what the fuck I'm going through. And, it's like, for some reason, I feel like even my own household be against me at times, because they just feel like, oh, you should just sit there and be passive and take shit. You already know that's not me. So I think sometimes the best way to deal with that is, if people don't want to deal with that, then maybe they should go their separate ways too. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that, because I'm just sick and tired. I'm to the point now, I'm 45 years old, suffered 2 heart attacks, and I may have a prostate issue now, and I'm getting too old to be dealing with people that, if you're not going to be behind me 100%, don't be behind me at all. You go your separate way and I go mine. That's just the way I feel about life now. And that's the reason, that's why I don't even fuck with YouTube like that no more, because I just feel like that in my personal life and in my, just life in general on a lot of different shit, because I'm just sick of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm to the point now where sometimes I wish I had my own apartment, because I'm just so sick and tired of it. I'm just tired of everybody and all the bullshit. It's like, I feel like only one person know me, understand me, respect me enough to see where I'm getting at. So to Russ, I appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. Because I just feel like between him and my 10-year-old, that's really my back. And of course, me and my daughter always talk. We always talk a lot too and stuff. But I just feel like it's just so much bullshit with other, with other things and stuff. But that's a whole different story. I'm not gonna even touch base or get into that right now. So let me show you guys the other video. It's not like anybody watching any fucking way, but that's just me. This video here is totally different. This is the one that was talking about the size and everything. You look here, you can see the little bitch ass car behind me. Or maybe you can't really see it. But let me just. I know it's up in the 7s or something like that. I just wanna. All right, this is where it's gonna start. I thought it was just 3 tickets, but it was more. I'm sorry about the glare, and you can't really see me very well, but
I blew a stop sign.
Clear, I'm sorry.
Like 3 fucking tickets.
I'm only saying that because I see it, like he got 3 in his hand, but I didn't know it was 5. He gonna start coming up soon.
Yeah, well, everything's recorded, just so you know. I recorded everything because you were sitting like three feet in front of the fucking stop sign, man. Did you record that you went around? Dude, everything is being recorded right now. Okay. And I ain't even tell you what camera. What are you talking
Now the thing is, he's upset right now. You heard him say, and I hope you recorded that you went around. What law is it against me going around a police car? I signaled to the left, just because I did everything fast. I signaled to the left. I stopped at the stop sign to the left because there was no parked car there. And I stopped. I looked both ways real quick, and I took off. There's no law stating how long I have to stay at a stop sign. It was not a fucking red light because he was there for at least a minute or so before I even got there. That's why when I rolled up on him, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Because he was still sitting there. He didn't have his lights on or nothing like that. He was being antagonistic from the gate.
Dude, everything is being recorded right now. Okay. And I ain't even tell you what camera. Wait till I go to traffic court.
Now, you hear me say I ain't even tell you what camera is because I already looked up. Again, on the right side of the street at the corner of North 1st Street and Jefferson Street, there was a camera above a telephone pole. And I knew what I was going to do to try to get that footage. And that's why I said that.
So I love when y'all niggas get shot, man.
Now, you hear me say, that's why I love it when y'all niggas get shot. And he said, oh, I really appreciate that. I know that made him feel bad. I don't give a fuck. My job is to make you feel just as dirty and or even worse fucked up than I do. Now, when I said that's why I love when y'all get shot, I mean cops like that. Cops that break the law, break protocol, and do underhanded, slick, fucked up shit. I don't mean that toward all law enforcement. I want to get that shit out. When I say what I say, I mean it toward people like him, officers like him that do wrongful shit, officers like people that killed Eric Gardner and shooting unarmed people, that shot the black dude that actually legally had the license, all the officers that kill other officers and get away with it, officers that kill motherfucking black people in wheelchairs, wheelchair bound, and get away with it. I mean officers that just purposely killing people and getting away with it. I mean that kind of harm to them. I never said no terroristic act saying that I'm going to do something against any police or whatever, even to him. I just had wishful thinking to hope something happened to him on a job. It wasn't a threat for me, for him.
It's just bullshit, man. It's just fucking bullshit, bro. Leave the street somewhere else, bro, because it ain't gonna work. Yeah, everybody's brave with badges and guns, bro. Brave without it, bro. No problems with you.
Now you notice he's saying he had no problems with me, but now you heard him say I don't have any problems. If you ain't have no problems with me, why'd you stay at the stop sign like that? If you didn't have any problems with me, why'd you have a problem with me veering to the left, which is not illegal, is not aggressive driving, is not ruthless driving, it's just it's not even reckless driving. I moved to the left. I stopped, I signaled right, left, and I took off. You decided to pull me over because you felt some kind of way. You felt like I fucked up I fucked up your pride and your dignity as an officer because you knew that we both knew that you was in a police car. And in the other video, it basically states and shows that this fucking dude, that he basically stated that he pulled me over because I ran the stop sign. Now here you're gonna hear him say that, well, I went around him, then I did a stop and go, then I did this and I did that and all this other bullshit. Make up your fucking mind. And the ticket shows or states that, he gave me a ticket for not signaling and not stopping and then for obstruction of view. Why when you pull me over, you didn't bring up that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just sick of it. Sometimes I feel like I'm in this fucking world all alone, bro.
No problems with you at all. And neither do I. Size don't mean nothing. What the fuck you talking about size?
Now you heard him say size don't mean nothing. What the fuck my size got to do with anything? That right there shows that he's intimidated and scared of me. Why you bringing up my size? Why my size got to do with anything?
What the fuck size got to do with something? Y'all always want to run around acting brave and shit. You had an attitude from the time I stopped. No, you had an attitude before I even stopped. You got mad because you broke the law. No, I'm mad because you were 3 fucking feet in front of the stop sign. Okay. And I'm just sitting there like, what the hell is going on here? There was no cars coming. So I know it was a police unit. So there's no law, there's no law against me going to the left. I stopped at the stop sign. Yeah. I did stop at the stop sign. Me and you both know that. Made a full stop sign.
Now you notice that when I actually said me and you both know that. Even when he mentioned the car, what kind of a person out of their rabbit mind would sit there and run a stop sign, knowing that they gotta drive around a police unit? What kind of person in their right mind? This man know all this shit.
I went just like this. Yes, sir. I went just like this.
Now you heard him say, "Oh, so you got a camera? I got this camera showing. I'm basically showing me here in my vehicle with both videos and hearing both our voices. But I'm going to do a request to get the information from that camera above us." So, and he said, "Go ahead and bring out the court, and I will."
Thanks for saying, that's why we get shot. I appreciate it.
Now that's funny how all of a sudden he getting real sensitive. He getting real sensitive and bitchy because he said, "I appreciate that I appreciate the fact that you wish. No, I wish people like you deserve what the fuck you get when you run around act like you Superman and you act like you big and tough because you got a shield. And you know what? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm not gonna sit here and apologize for that. I didn't personally say I was gonna do anything to this man or any law enforcement. I just basically said that this is why shit like this happen to people like y'all, and I don't feel bad when shit like this happen because cops do so much fucked up shit."
I said, listen, we got nothing else to say. No, you gave me tickets because you was being unprofessional, bro. Nothing other than because you violated the law. How I violated the law?
I violated his law of his dignity.
You say I ran the stop sign, man.
Now he bringing up my paperwork. What the fuck my paperwork got doing anything? So let me guess. So I just figured that he was sitting in front of me and he was doing some Charles Xavier shit like, wait a minute, I think this guy behind me. Wait a minute. Oh shit. I'm gonna pull him over and I'm gonna antagonize him because I need to get my quota up this month. And his tickets will probably I'm gonna give him tickets and hopefully he don't have his registration and everything on me. I'm not gonna sit here and say my registration isn't my fault. I don't know why, and I forgot why my registration and insurance was out of my car. But I normally do that when I go to mechanics now because I want to joyride my vehicle. But at the same time, well, there's one thing when you gotta, drive around, whatever. Anyway, so I did feel a certain way about that shit. And, but I did tell him that I had everything. Now, when he came back, he said, "Did you find your paperwork, sir?" There was no paperwork to find because it wasn't in my vehicle. But when I went to tell him that I do have it on my phone because I applied for Uber and I needed that as proof. And I'm gonna show you guys the proof because, when you take a picture, it shows the date that the picture was taken. So you're going to see that it shows March 12th. So I want you guys to see that too. And then when I actually start talking about my paperwork and the fact that I did try to tell you, he knew he walked off and he walked off being bitchy and doing all this cocky movement and being antagonistic. And that was basically adding oil to the fire from the gate. Now you're going to, so, and then that's when he walked away and said, "Have a good day, sir." Because he knew how to stay being argumentative with him back to back, and he knew he was wrong. So at that particular point, he didn't want to hear no more because he knew he was wrong.
How I violate the law? Explain me what? You say I ran the stop sign, man.
What the fuck my paperwork got to do with the stop?
I went to tell you that was on my phone. You said, "Okay, sir, you walked away." It's all recorded and it's on my phone. I have my registration and I have my on my phone. All you said.
When that's stutter like that,
did you find the
that's
paperwork?
That's when I'm about ready to get physical.
So I said no, you walked away.
When I do that, that's not a good sign.
You said, "Okay, sir," and you walked away. And I was like,
and I almost forgot he was an officer because if he reached in the car, it wouldn't have been good for neither one of us. That's as far as I would say that.
You said, "Sir, did you find your paperwork?"
Now watch, I'm gonna ask him 3 times something that he's gonna tell me.
Department you work for? What police department you work for? All I asked you was what police department you work for.
3 times I asked this prick what police department he worked for. He wouldn't tell me. Now, let me show you guys some other video. I mean, not video, but let me show you guys some, what you call it. Let me see if I can show you guys the corner it happened at. Well, this is the corner it happened at. Jefferson Street and North 1st Street. That was the corner it happened at. See, when I'm right, I always stick to my guns. And this is basically where, that's basically the stop sign and whatnot. The glare doesn't help, so I don't know why. I thought I took a picture of the pole, and I don't think I did. I fucked that. I fucked up. Did I take a picture? Oh yeah, okay. So this is basically where we were, and you're gonna see my my vehicle and where I went to the left. All right. This is my Escalade, and that's the van. And right in front of the van is where I veered to the left. And this is exactly where I was. And his car was about right here. That was where his car was. So I did go around him. And here's a picture of his car. Now you tell me if this is the vehicle of somebody that you would want to fuck with, and you would want to, do something illegal, knowing that this is behind you. This is his vehicle. Who in their right mind will go to the left and bypass a stop sign, knowing that this asshole was antagonizing you by staying right behind you? This is after I asked him 3 times what department he worked for. And when he drove off, that's when I saw Patterson on the side of it. It was also blacked out. And that's the vehicle that he was driving. 14150 M is either MG or MC. That was the vehicle. And that's when I realized by taking this photo after I came home and looked at the videos, when I noticed it was a Ford Taurus. But beforehand, I thought it was a Charger. And even right here, this is the closest picture I could have took of his license plate before he zoomed off. He wanted to zoom off real quick, but thank God for this phone being able to do what it does. I caught the plate because when I went to get out the truck to take a picture, he decided to try to threaten me with another ticket for impeding traffic or something. I had my door open because he didn't want me to take a picture of it. So this I had to take a picture there, and I drove off. I mean, I am upset. I am extremely upset, and I'm just sick of it. I'm to the point now. I'm just tired of a lot of shit, man. A lot of stuff. And, you get to a certain age, you just get tired. You just start realizing you may not be compatible with certain people, and you got, you got to change your life around, and you just got to get rid of all the bullshit in your life. You get tired of bitches and their attitudes, and, I'm to the point now where I just, I ain't gonna put my personal shit out there. I'm just sick of everything. My point now is I'm 45 years old. If a bitch gonna be with me, and or you have my back. I can't be around passive motherfuckers that always think shit's my fault. I can't. You either with me or you can go cut yourself loose and get the fuck out of my life. That goes for people in general. I'm just sick of people, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of it, yo. And I am extremely pissed off. I am pissed the fuck off. And going back to these 2 tickets. At that particular point, he already wrote them, but he knew I told him that I did have it on. I did have. Oh, that's right. That's what pictures I forgot to show you. I did tell him that I did have it on my phone because I was applying for Uber, and with Uber you have to take pictures of your of proof of everything, and that's exactly what I did. And you're gonna see it says March. Let me see if I could just. shoot it up here so you guys can see the March thing. All right, you see right there, it says March 12th. At March 9th, I got another video, and the last video I did was 3 days later for March 12th, which was this. And then March 13th was, I don't know why I just took a picture of the Escalade in the back of my yard, but that's the proof right here. And as you see, it says March 12th. So, and I had the encounter with him on the 27th. I basically almost got into a pissing match with his lieutenant, because of course his lieutenant is gonna side with him, and he was being kind of antagonistic as well. And he was like, yeah, but I heard you had some things to say. He was more worried about what I said to the officer, and basically felt like the officer was right, because a lot of them think like that. It's in their job's interest to always, even if an officer is wrong, you can't let the public know you're wrong. Take care of it and show disciplinary actions after, or not around that individual. Why? You know what I'm saying? But, the department do underhanded, grimy shit. They do. And to be honest, I'm tired. I'm just tired of everything in my life. It's just so much shit. And I'm to the point now, I just may, get on a bus, go drive, disappear for a couple of months, come back, move my shit out, and be ghost and be gone from everybody. Because, sometimes, you get like that in life where you're just sick of shit. So I'm going to end this video now. I do appreciate the 2 individuals that came on and, show some respect and love. And hopefully people will see this live chat and whatnot. Other than that, man, stay up and stay safe. And again, I would not hope that somebody would get back the way I got back with this officer, because if he was even more of a dickhead than he was, it would have ended bad for both of us, especially me, because I would have, it would have been even worse. Good thing is I did what I needed to do after the fact, which is a good thing. So peace out and stay safe. And remember, the best way to get out of an officer is paperwork, not having a verbal match. Because if you try to have a pissing contest, there's a good chance you're going to still come up short regardless. Best way to get at them is to do proper paperwork and stay up. Peace.